unbeaten fighters and major performers. I can't tell you how excited I am about this.
Joe, can I grab some words? IFL TV.
Pardon?
IFL TV, MTK Global. Am I right to grab a few words?
Sure.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So, new team up with Carl. How has it been? Was it like chemistry straight away, or did you have to?
I believe it was chemistry straight away. You have to feel comfortable around the guy you're working with. It's like any relationship, any business or personal relationship. You got to feel comfortable with whom you're working. Amir's father and mother and family and extended family, their friends and what have you, we're very family-oriented people like I am. I come from a large family. We're very close. That right there impressed me. I enjoyed the company of the family on the personal side. On the business end of it, when Shah Khan says something, take it to the bank. Okay. On the business side, or I should say the business side, meaning the gym, with Amir, very cooperative. And you know, the great ones are always cooperate with you. I found that out through my career. They somehow put their trust in the experienced trainers that
That's what I was going to ask you. So there's no conflict there. They respect that you've been in the game for a while.
Not at all, because if you present yourself as a knowledgeable trainer, and what you say to the fighter of that caliber like Amir, and it makes sense, and it makes sense to him, and he says, wow, I hadn't thought about it in that way, or looked at it, let's say we're talking about certain boxing scenarios, training scenarios, if you make a good first impression like that, then you're off and running. And that's what really happened. The first day we trained together, I think we both were impressed with each other.
Are you looking to specifically adjust for Phil the GRECO, or are you looking to just add on to what's there with Khan? Do you understand what I mean?
No, we looked at film of Phil, and you know, the bottom line is you can't always depend on what you see in a past fight. For instance, he got called in late when he got stopped by, the name's escaping me for a minute. Would he get stopped by GRECO in 3 or 4? Yes, Spence. Okay, my fault. And, he went the distance with Sean Porter. So, he's a little hot and cold, but I think for this fight, he probably did his due diligence with Fernando, and he's going to come in and he's going to try to win. But I think ultimately he's going to realize that he's just going to be outclassed.
Okay, well, can I just quickly get your thoughts on the Canelo situation from an experienced trainer? Do you think it's good for boxing that they've actually slapped that ban on Canelo Alvarez, that they've set a precedent? I just want to get your thoughts.
When you say a ban, what do you mean?
Well, it's like the 6 months, not a ban, 6 months suspension.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on the whole situation?
6 months suspension, to tell you the truth, in my opinion, is not long enough. I mean, that's my honest opinion.
Not long enough, yeah.
And because it calls into question his past fights with Triple G, his past fight with Amir Khan.
It makes you think, doesn't it?
Oh, it makes you more than think. You pretty much have to assume at this point that he just didn't pick up that habit yesterday.
Yeah.
So it calls into question a lot. And I got to tell you something. If you can't do this game and do this sport the right way, and you've got to cheat, I don't agree with it. Steroids are just, to me, they're just the wrong way to go. It's not fair. And to tell you the truth, I don't know the long-term repercussions of it, but it can't be healthy in the long term.
Your team are telling me I've got to wrap it up, so quickly, just before we go, Amir Khan, what do you see happening Saturday night? Are you thinking of like a points, fast hand, or is he looking for the stoppage? Without giving away a game plan?
No, it's not about giving anything away. I think it's pretty apparent what Amir's qualities are, and then on the other hand, his faults have been manifested quite obviously in a couple of fights, a few. And I think that, what we did was we addressed those faults.
I see, okay.
We added to what he already does well, but we did address the things that needed to be shored up. And I think we did a pretty good job of it. You have to drill those things over and over and over again until they become second nature.
Right, okay.
And they're pretty basic and fundamental things. One hand's working, the other one's got to protect. And that's, I mean, I'm simplifying it, but that's part of what we were doing.
Joe Goosen, thank you for speaking to Wingy Boxing, MTK Global. Didn't think I was going to get this interview. Thank you very much.
My pleasure, and I will tell you, my cousins from across the pond have been tremendous to this American here, and I am duly impressed with the country and the people, and just the friendship that I've been shown here. So I do want to make a point of thanking the English people for that.
We will make you honorary Brit. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
3 rounds, 3 minutes, 3 fights.
Unbeaten fighters and major performers. I can't tell you how excited I am about this.